Peace, family. This is High Priestess Sister Arcola Sojet, the spiritual doula of the underworld. How is everyone out there tonight? I want to give thanks to everyone that's tuned in and will be tapped in. If you're watching on Calligraphy TV on YouTube, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share the bill. If you are on the Conscious Outcast 917, I want to give thanks to your energy. Whether you're just looking, watching, or actually engaging, I give thanks for all the comments and all of the views for this video. So this is the follow-up video, and I just want to kind of give y'all the mindset I was in when I was headed to the restaurant. So it was one of those mornings that I woke up feeling heavy, bills pressing on me, travel plans stressing me, relationship pressures, family, love. None of it felt supportive though. Men on Facebook and internet orbiting me, draining my energy but bringing nothing back. Just wanting access to my attention and my time. Money trickling in better than before, but the anxiety was still there. I needed peace. So I got into the car, thought about stopping for lottery tickets, my guilty pleasure. But no, I needed more than that. I needed quiet. I needed peace. That's when I thought about Wasing, a little Chinese restaurant I've been going to for years. I don't always dine in. I mostly dine out. I like it because the price is right. I love the lunch special and it's quiet. But today, I needed a little bit more. I thought about it. 20 tables inside, maybe 4 occupied at most. Not very friendly, but professional. And it is exactly what I needed. So I pulled up. Head wrap, mala beads on, carrying peace. As soon as I walked in, the younger girl at the counter just stared. I stared back. Finally, she asked, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yes, I'd like to eat here." She looked almost surprised, then told me to go find a seat. I said, "Okay, cool." I sat down, found me a spot. Out of 20 tables, only 4 were taken. Perfect. I already knew what I wanted. Curry shrimp, white rice, soup, and a spring vegetable roll. Same thing I always get. I asked her 3 times if the egg roll came with the meal. Because for that reason, for some reason, I just couldn't remember. She gave me nothing but blank stares. Finally, she opened up the menu, started upselling me. I told her what I wanted, and she came back with 5 extra egg rolls. When my plate arrived, there was already an egg roll sitting on it. That's why I asked. I felt like she ignored me just to run the bill up, kind of like they do in a nail shop. The food came out suspiciously fast, and from that moment, the orbiting started. Not the polite check-ins. I mean, yeah, she kept giving me water every 5 minutes, but it was literally hovering with a pen and a check while I was eating my soup. 10 minutes in, she's standing there like, "Are you done yet? Hurry up and buy," type energy. She even tried to clear the dishes before I was finished. I had to stop her. "Wait, what are you doing?" And every time I thought about ordering something extra, her face tightened. I went back and forth with myself. Bubble tea or jasmine tea? I hadn't decided yet. Bubble tea sounded nice, exciting, and fun in my headspace that I was in. But jasmine tea is something I needed, nice and warm for the soul. And I could feel her panic. Can she even pay for this? I'm an empath. I felt it all. So finally, I decided to end it. I reached into my purse and I pulled out about $450 in 20s, 10s, and 50s. And I laid it right on the table. Not fanned out for show, just there. And I just kept eating. When she hovered again, I said, no, I can pay now. Come get your money. I handed her $21.25 to the exact quarter. Her face dropped in embarrassment. She knew I clocked her. And after that, the orbiting stopped. I let those bills sit there for about 5 more minutes, just letting the energy settle. I still pulled $4 bills out of my wallet and set them on the table for her tip and slid the rest back into my wallet because my point was made. And let me be clear, This wasn't about flexing, although this is a life lesson flex. Not, look how much money I got, but girl, don't play with me. I'm not coming in here with $2 trying to get a $20 meal. I'm not even coming in here with $20 trying to stretch it to $21.25 like I'm going to be short $1.25. I came with more than enough. If I want tea, I can order tea. If I wanted extra, I can order extra. That money wasn't about showing off. It was about peace, which is why I made this video for those on TikTok who might have been a little confused. If money's the thing you're worried about, was my mindset, let me kill that thought for you right now, because money is not the issue. I bit my fortune cookie, read my fortune, but I didn't eat it. I drank what I wanted of the tea, left her $4 tip, and walked out, because by then I was irritated and a bit insulted. In the car, I just sat with it. That whole vibe was hurry up and buy. Damn. Took me back to the 80s and 90s when profiling blacks in the hood was the norm. I remember summer times in Pittsburgh when we were kids, going to Renee's with my mom, buying these little clothes in the hair store, 99-cent shops, spending our little money, but always orbited, always treated us like thieves. I'll never forget my 19th birthday. I wanted some wet and wavy weave. It was $100 a bag, and back then, that was considered a lot of money. I know. But my dad treated me for my birthday, and I had my money ready. I said, I'd like the wet and wavy weave. She said, wet and wavy? That's very expensive. Let me get something more in your price range. And then tried to push some synthetic hair on me for $35, like I couldn't afford what I came for. I had to check her. Look, I know what I want. Do you want this money or not? And yeah, some things have gotten better. Generational shifts. Hair stores finally hiring black people. Trying to appear diverse. But still, in 2025, I'm treated like I can't pay for shrimp curry. That old spirit is still alive. I posted a short TikTok clip of my experience. When I woke up the next morning, it was already over 1,000 views. Now it's close to 2,000. And it had almost 100 likes and hella comments. For me, it was a lighthearted, informative post. I wasn't planning on going this deep. But the way people reacted, some light, some heavy, showed me how much it resonated. There was this one queen on TikTok. She stitched it. And I could tell it triggered her. She took us right back into the days of the lunch counter. She mentioned, why do we keep going into places that treat us like this? Feeding their empires when they give nothing back to our communities. And she was right. And I know it came from a place of love and a little anger. But that's the deeper question. Why? I saw the generational gap too. For people my age and older, they knew exactly what time it was. They understood the energy right away. I even mentioned it to my dad, and he instantly said, that had nothing to do with how much money you had. They just didn't want you sitting in there. They didn't want your black ass in there. Hurry up and buy. Get out. I understood. Now, the younger ones here on TikTok, they were like, why she got all that money on the table like that? I don't understand this video. They didn't get the gesture. But now I'm here to educate. That's the bridge. The elders, the peers, the youth, all touched by the same story in different ways. And this isn't just personal. It's cultural. That's why the movies captured it. Menace Society gave us the literal line, hurry up and buy. Spike Lee, he showed aspects of it in Do the Right Thing with Radio Raheem. Even comedy shows like Dave Chappelle in Living Color mocked it because the stereotype was that common. We laughed, but the truth was, it was never funny. And then there's Latasha Harlins. She wasn't told hurry up and buy, but she was killed on the same suspicion, 15 years old, born in East St. Louis, Illinois, moved with her family to Los Angeles, California. Capricorn, Saturn child, born January 1st, straight A student with dreams in front of her. On March 16, 1991, she walked into an Asian market in the neighborhood, for an orange juice. She put it in her backpack, money in her hand, on her way to pay. Soon Jadu, the owner of the store, accused her of stealing. Latasha had told her that she didn't, and they had a struggle. Latasha got frustrated and irritated and just threw the juice back at her. When she was walking out of the store, Du pulled the trigger, killing Natasha dead. When they found this little sister, she still had the money in her hand. She died with the $2 she was trying to pay for her juice with. And afterwards, justice was not served. Soon Jadu was convicted of voluntary manslaughter, but her sentence was reduced to probation, community service, and a fine that went toward funeral costs. No prison, no accountability, just tainted justice. And that tainted justice lit a fuse. Street justice followed. Riots erupted. Du's store was burned to the ground along with 41 other Korean businesses. Because this is what happens when suspicion turns into hostility, and when hostility is sanctioned by the courts. The tension doesn't disappear, it explodes. And I will close on this. I've seen improvements over the years. Generational shifts, younger folks raised here in America, some of those same stereotypes breaking down. But when things like this happen still in 2025, being rushed, orbited, treated like I can't pay for a simple plate of food, it's not just about that moment. And this video isn't just about Asian discrimination. It's about Black American discrimination. It's a reminder of the history, a reminder of the weight of our experiences here in America based on stereotypes and false notions, misconceptions of who we are. The wound may not always be open, but the scar is still there. Thank you for listening, family. Again, this is High Priestess Sister Arcola Sojak, and you guys stay tuned for more.